never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine, or that people ain't happy.
Hello guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now sorry guys, let me do this. Okay, this is What If Deku is a high-end nomu, part 10. Yeah, I think we're at 10. Yeah, let's sit down for this. That's where we last left off, after the entrance exams and all that stuff happens. Several weeks, come by. As Inka walks in, he's, oh, Void, it's your letter. As he opens it, as Inka's in the room, as it's a holographic disc, as, image of All Might comes on. Young Void is like, he says, like, it's me and holographic protection and all that. As he goes to explain his points, the written portion, as he got top score in the written portion and battle points, he got first. So he's the the first place winner of the entrance exam, like was normally with my dekus, unless if I make if I ever make a deku without a quirk, like throughout the whole series, there's no way a quirkless kid be able to pass that unless he had Stain's matter of training method. But that's just me rambling on, as we get that, as Inka's like she's happy for Izuku or Void. As the day progresses, as Izuku gets ready for his first day of UA, and Inka's like, "You got everything?" As he's like, "I got everything, Mom. Don't worry about it." And she's like, "Do you have enough money for lunch?" And she's like, "Jesus, Mom, I'm not like 4." And she's like, "I know it's it's an important day for your first day UA is something special." As she, for a prior experience, as they part ways, that she's going to come by later, just to oversee a couple things. Oversee Izuku, how he's been doing for the hero versus villain testing, stuff like that. As he gets to UA, as one of a staff member, some lady, excuse me, miss, do you have a map? They didn't provide that with the rest of the information of this university. And she's like, "Oh, my apologies. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we should definitely start milling those out with all the information." And she's like, "I think we have a spare around here somewhere." As she goes off a couple feet, grabs something, and she comes back, and um, what classroom are you looking for? As class 1A? Yeah, it's this one on a map. It's hard to it's really hard to miss. It's a big metal door, says UA on it. Well, not UA, but class 1A. As he's like, "Thanks." As she leaves, as someone jumps on top of his back, as it's Jiro, as she kisses him on the cheek. And she's like, "You should have told me, you should have told me when you left, we could have walked together." As he's like, "My bad. I figured you were already here. I was running a little bit late. My mom, hounding me again. Every little thing." As Jiro knows that his mom, Void's mom, kind of dotes over him a lot because of the past experience she had, when Ezekiel was younger. So she blames herself for it, and damn well she should blame herself for it because that was yeah, that was a messed up thing to do. So, but she blames herself for it, but Void doesn't really blame her for that because there's that. As we cut to Izuku or Void, every time I say I'm sorry, every time I'm thinking calling the main character Void, Izuku just comes into out of my lips because I'm so used to saying Izuku. If you haven't noticed, I only use deku for certain points in the story sometimes and for the title, but I'm normally call him Izuku because I'm used to that. So let's continue. As he sees the door, as he opens it, as he hears the blonde Bakugo yelling at Ida, as he's like, oh, he hears Ida yelling at Bakugo, as he's like, as Bakugo scoffs, he's like, were you have you always had a stick up your ass, or were you born with it? And she's like, excuse me? As Bakugo's like, if you don't get away from me, I'm gonna kill you. As he's just like, how dare you threaten your own classmate? That's oncoming UA material. How did you get in this school? Are you sure you're in the right place? As Bakugo goes, what did you say? As he lost off explosion. As Bakugo catches the eye of Izuku with Jiro as he pushes Ida to the side. Out of my way, loser. As he's like, Midoriya. That does, our last two counters to the meaning thing. I wasn't fully prepared. As he's making up excuses because his fragile little brain can't comprehend someone's better than him. But let's get back to the story. Let's make some clear, Midoriya. I'm the top dog around here. As as Bakugo goes back to seat, as Joe's like, asshole. As Bakugo's like, what? As Midoriya gets up in Bakugo's face. He's like, I suggest you sit down, little blondie. Or shall we have, or shall we, sorry, or shall we play an instant replay of our last encounter? As Izuku's smirking, as he's like, you're lucky, man. As he's like, I would destroy you. As he's like, whatever, Bakugo. Come on, Jiro, let's get our seat. As Araka, sees, as she says, oh, hi, Jiro, hi, Izuku, not Izuku, but Midoriya. As he's like, hi, Achako. And she's like, thank you again for for the saving me in the entrance exam. And she's like, no problem, not Jiro, Oraka. As they sit down their seat, as Izuku notice, the teacher, Izawa, sleeping in his little sleeping bag thing. As Jiro's going to talk, as Izuku's like, you probably want to be quiet. The teacher's probably going to get up pretty soon. And she's like, what do you mean? As he whispers, it's apparently our homework teacher, by the looks of him, is as he says to Hiro, as it's Azawa, the Razorhead. And she's like, I don't think I know that Hiro. As as Azawa gets up, it took you 30 minutes to shut up. This is not a good start. Not a good start at all. Alright, listen. I'll make this clear. If you're here to make friends, don't let the door hit you way out. If you're here to be a hero, take this seriously. Now, this is a this is a hero school. If you're here to make friends, you know, don't bother. They're only going to hold you back, as he says that. As we're gonna pause it for a second. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back now. As he takes out a bunch of gym uniforms out of the box that was next to his desk. And she's like, all right, for starters, we're not going to bother with roll call. Put these on. We're doing a quirk evaluation test. As they're like, why? As he's just like, well, we already did the Inkjerzama test. Why would this be needed? It would be a total waste of our abilities. As Azala looks at him, oh, you're one of those types. Why do I get one of yours or one of your types around here? As he is like, what do you mean, Sensei? I mean, a know-it-all. Shut up, get this uniform, or you're expelled. Simple as that. As Izuku gets up, Izuku was Void was already up when he was chewing out Ida. As Izuku picks up the Jiro, Void, and let's say Mina does it. They pick up the uniform and Shinjo. Give me a second. Shinjo is taking the place of the animal court guy. He's Shinzo. No, he takes his place. I think that's Monoma's the copy quark, so Shinzo is the mind jack. So I like to call it mind jack, but it's whatever. As mind control. Quark, as we continue. As after Azawa gets done talking with the rest of the class, after he gets done talking to, bitching out Ida, as he's like, see, I'm gonna make this clear. I'm gonna make this very clear. Yes, you did take the Inkjerzama test, but I need to see you personally what your full capabilities are and make sure you're qualified to be in UA. The real test begins now, as everyone gets up. As he gets dressed with pretty fast without the rest of them, because his body, it's a little bit scarred. As Jiro doesn't even know about this, so he has like a jacket. Give me a second. Yeah, because I don't think the UA track uniforms don't show off skin. So let's just say yeah. So you can't see the scar, so I don't have to worry about that for right now. I might add that. I'm going to add a part where that's revealed, but let's continue. As always, so your name Midoriya, right? As he's like, yes, Sensei. I do remember you actually. You're Mindstorm's kid, right? As he's like, yeah. Figures you're the one that figures you're like sorry. Figures the one that follows directions is, has a proper, parent. As he goes, they small talk as Jiro comes around. As we're gonna cut to, the wait. Give me a second here. Okay. As I'll still talk to him, as Izuku's like, A moment, Sensei. I left something in my locker. As he walks in, as he sees, Mineta and his little trying to peek at the girls. As Izuku, hardens his fist, his hands, as he grabs Mineta by the head, as he squeezes, as he's like, you have two choices. You either, lose your head, or pretty much just lose your head. As, what are you doing, man? I just want to spy on the girls. As he picks up Mineta by the head, looks at him, and one of those girls is my girlfriend. You're dead. As he throws, Mineta across the way, hitting, side of the wall. As Shinzo, as he has his hands, his claws, while he's in his armor state, his fingers are like claws, like a little bit, so they're, they get stabbed through stuff. So as he has his claws right to poor Naneta's, neck, as Shinzo stops his hand, it's like, dude, I think he has enough, man. Very well, Shinzo. If you're saying I went, dude, you're going a bit overboard. As much as that guy disgustes me, yeah, that's over the top, man. As Izuku's like, Void's like, fine, Shinzo. As he, goes over to the hole and closes it up. As we cut to the girls, as they're like, as Jiro was listening as she's smiling. As Mina's like, what are you smiling about, Jiro? And what are you doing to that wall? And she's like, I was just listening to the boys. Apparently, that short kid with the balls on his head. And she's like, yeah, I think his name was Mineta, I think. Kind of a creep. And she's like, yeah, he was spying on us. And she's like, what? As all the girls, are, concerned. As, wouldn't want to be, in the same room with a female Todoroki at this point, but with her fire temper, or just freeze you to death. But yeah, as she says, I'm gonna roast him, as she lights a fire in her hand. As Joe's like, you don't have to worry. My boyfriend, stopped it and took care of it. As they're like, boyfriend, as like, what you mean? As Mina gets a smile. Oh, she means Void. And she's like, I don't think yeah, I think Shoto knows about them, and so does Momo. Because wherever Shoto goes, Momoka is not far behind. So there's that. As they're like, who's that? As Shoto says, the cute boy with the long not blue hair, green hair. As all the girls, you're dating him. As they're gushing over that. As finally everyone gets to the designated spot where they're supposed to go. I just wasted like several minutes doing that, but let's continue. Content, I guess. As everyone gets on the field. I'm light stepping real fast, so give me a second. All right, I'm back. As everyone gets on it, as is always like, finally, took you far too long. They don't pay me enough for this. I'd rather fight some more nomus. As everyone's like, what's a nomu? As is always like, crap. As Izuku's like, oh, a nomu is a phrase. It's a phrase that my mom came up with. As they're like, what you mean? Mom, I'm, my full name is Void, Midoriya. As like, isn't that as green hair, green eyes? That's really, you're her son. As everyone's like, as it's always like, thanks. As he's thanking him in his head, but as Izuku smirks, as he's like, all right, enough about that, Izuku, or Midoriya, throw the ball. As he's like, when it's what's the longest you've thrown the ball in middle school? As Izuku's like, you might want to ask the principal. As he's like, oh, I forget you. My bad. Just throw the ball. All right. As he's like, and please don't shatter the windows this time. As they're like, what do you mean? He was, because of his mother's work, he was, because of her work to get dangerous and stuff like that, his mother decided to him stay in UA in our dorms for a certain amount of time. Then he went to, normal school, and after the principal was teaching him, he explains a little bit of that. And he's like, but let's throw the ball now. As he, winds his hand back, as he just throws it, as, it's going fast, as Izawa's little machine, as it says error, 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 as he's like, yep, that's an, he's about to say nomu, but he's like, yep, that sounds about right. All right, class, we're going to be doing several activities like this. So, Ezekiel here was only, Void here was only giving a demonstration of what that ball throw is going to be like. So, we'll get through the other things, then we'll come back to the ball throw. As they go through a strength test, as Izuku, wins it, as he breaks the machine on accident. As, after having to wait 15 minutes to get another machine, as they do the running, as Izuku, is faster than Ida, so there's that. And he's like, how is he, he's like, how's that possible? I'm supposed to be the fastest. Ida logic, that's because he, comes from, speed quirk family. Thinks he's, top shit. Oh, I hate him. Sorry, guys. Sometimes my hatred for Ida pans out in my videos. Sometimes I'll have little rants, but let's continue. As Izuku does, the long jump, he does it because his natural reflexes, his nomu reflexes, his nomu strength is up to the max. So there's that. Just in that tiny little body. But I have plans for Izuku, so we'll get to that when we get to that. But let's continue as they go through all the different tests. As Izuku, just smashes it. Like, the only one that he didn't win is Araka because she does, she has that hack where she makes it infinite. So, there's that. Jiro does pretty decent in the ball throw. So she used she threw the ball on, threw some sound at it as, it went flying further. And there's that. And, as everyone gets back in the classroom, as they're all excited, as no one gets expelled, even Moneta worked hard because Todoroki kept giving him evil eyes, this light on fire in her hand, and this igniting and what is it called? Igniting her fire and turning it off at the same over and over again. As she's doing that, looking at, Moneta as, He's want to real fast get these tests done. So he's actually trying. So no one gets expelled. Shinzo does decent. There's some parts in the test he won't be able to do, like the ball throw. Like, there's no way Shinzo's winning that part because he doesn't have a super strength quirk or anything like that. He has a mind control quirk, so that wouldn't work. So we'll continue. I don't know what Shinzo and maybe be like close to last, but not last. But now I got to think of how to make Monoma now. You know the copy court guy, and I don't know if Shinzo and Kendo were friends. I'll have to figure that out. I'll look it up online or something. But let's continue. As everyone gets in the classrooms, as they're excited. As we get to the heroes versus villains. Yeah, heroes versus villains. The next day, as everyone's excited, everyone's, talking among themselves. As all you see is, All Might in his real, old school hero costume, his retro costume, the white one, I think it was. I was just like, don't fear, I am here, walking in the door like a normal person, or something like that. As he's like, I'm walking down the door, walking through the door like a regular person. As that whole line stitch goes along. As everyone's like, it's All Might. As Izuku has this little bit of, doesn't know why, but he wants to rip off All Might's head off. It's like an instinct, nomu, designed to create, to kill All Might. But he's holding his urges down. As he's like, he puts up the car like in Canada. He's like, today we're, all right, calm down, class. I'll be part of this next session. We'll be doing hero versus villains. Let me explain how this is going to work. We're going to team you up in two people per team. We'll pick you randomly to team up. You're either going to be in the hero group or you're going to be in the villain group. As your goal is for hero is to collect, to either defeat the villains or capture using this capture tape that we will provide, or you touch the bomb and the villain team. If you manage to defeat the heroes or capture them, or either run the time limit down, then villain team wins. As everyone's excited about doing this team, as Bakugo's like, hope it's Midoriya, wanting to fight Midoriya. As we get outside to, I don't know, like training area B or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Similar battle training area A or something like that. But let's get to that here a second. Okay, we're back. As the lot gets picked out, as we have Izuku and Shinjo on the team, or Void and Shinzo on the team, as we have Bakugo and Kirishima. As Bakugo is like, yes, like I'm going to destroy him. As Kirishima's like, come on, man. You got to think of a, if we're going to lose. As he's like, lose? I don't think so. He got lucky. As he's like, okay, Bakugo, whatever. As his team gets into the area, or their starting point next to the bomb. As Kirishima's like, what's the plan? It's simple. The little bastard's probably expecting me to go all hot head and going in alone, but the loser's not going to expect me working, teamwork. As Kirishima's like, seriously? As he's like, you got a problem with that? As he's like, no, I got no problem with that. I'm just kind of shocked. You're using that brain of yours that you forget you have sometimes. As he's like, shut up, Kirishima. I'll blow you up. As Kirishima goes in hard for me, and I'll just, tank it like always. He's like, oh, bastard. As that little interactions happen. Don't know if I was if that was too low, but whatever. It's kind of late, so it's almost 3 o'clock. So let's continue. As we got Shinzo and Void, as he's like, "What's the plan?" As he's like, nor, not sure. Normally, I would say, judging by his experience that I have in a couple times in a match, he's going to go on half on cock, but there is a possibility that he'll actually use that brain of his and do teamwork with his partner, Kirishima. And they have experience teaming up, so I expect we're going to have a good fight. But this is where the fun stuff. But right here, our team is a guarantee win. As Shinzo's like, what you mean? As he whispers. As Shinzo, smiles. As he's like, oh, I'm in. Anything to put, Mr. High and Mighty down the peg. This is going to be fun. As Bakugo and Kirishima come rushing out. As Kirishima, comes at Shinzo. And Bakugo, he's fighting Izuku. As, Inko finally arrives. As, did I miss, my son's fight? As, no, it just started. It seems like Bakugo is trying to take them both out quicker than I expected. As she's seeing it, as she's like, that blonde kid's going to lose. As Almighty's like, that's a little far off from the future of the fight. Why would you say that? My son. I guarantee he has several different plans already, ready to be used. Just sit and watch. Especially when, you partner him up with someone he knows. And she's like, what do you mean? Shinzo. Mind control. As everyone's like, what? Yeah, he has mind control. And with my son's brains and with that ability, it's going to be easy win. As, Shinzo is talking mad shit, like majorly. And he's like, hey, redhead. As he starts, mouthing off. As he starts, I think he has siblings. As he's mouthing out his family. As what did you say? As, as that goes on, as Shinzo smiles, got you. As Izuku grabs Bakugo, kicks him towards Kirishima. As now, I'm saying he's able to do this just because for the story. I don't know if he actually can, but no, we're gonna go with it. As Kirishima's in full Harden Cork, he's not the Red Riot version, but he's his normal version. So as pin him down. As Kirishima, not conscious of what he's doing, as he pins him down to the floor. As he's like, come on, Midoriya. Come on, Izuku, let's get it. Yeah, Midoriya. That's to stop him for a little bit. As Izuku, as they, run up the stairs, as Bakugo is like trying to light explosions. As he's like, nothing personal, Kirishima. As he lights the explosion in Kirishima's face, as he starts screaming, as he got out of the mind control, as he's like, what the hell, man? What happened? And she's like, that damn loser. Oh no, he has some sort of weird quirk. Like, he was controlling you somehow. We're about, we need to get we need to get it back in the game. We're about to lose. As, Bakugo, grabs Kirishima as he blasts off. As Izuku finally gets to the top floor. As he's like, guess we win. Shinzo gonna walk towards the bomb. As the wall of the building just explodes out of nowhere. As he blows another explosion at Shinzo. As he goes flying into a wall. As he's like, I don't know what you did, punk, but it's not going to work on me. As, really now, enlighten me. Oh my, like, holy, king dipshit. As Bakugo's like, what did you call me? As he's like, got you, and got you too. It's like, got ya. As he's like, what shall I do with you? As he's pacing around. As Kirishima comes in. As he directs him to attack Kirishima. As Bakugo's line of explosions after explosions. I'm just saying he does that because everyone in this series is going to be a little more powerful. So, he's able to do a lot more. Outside of killing, like having someone mind control someone and kill their friends, he can't do that. But stuff like this he could do. As Bakugo's line of explosions, as he's breaking into Kirishima's hurting skin, as Shinzo's like, I think we should, I think we should touch a bomb now, Shinzo. As he's like, yeah, I guess. He's gonna die if we don't stop this. As they touch the bomb, as Shinzo, releases his quirk. No, as, they touch the bomb, as the bells, it going off, as Bakugo's still, beating on Kirishima. As Izuku, does hardens his hand as he karate chops him back in the neck as he falls down. As Kirishima's like, thanks. And he's like, no problem, Kirishima. Sorry about that, but I'm not pulling any punches. As he's like, yeah, no problem, man. Jesus, that hurt. As, everyone does their test. As everyone's terrified, of Shinzo's quirk. But, Izuku, doesn't care. So he's always, next to his friend. If someone gives him shit, Izuku's the one going to beat the shit out of him, or Shinzo himself. It's usually Shinzo, Void, and Jiro, and Mina. So, there's always people around Shinzo, so he's not going to go, his all, my quirk's villainous, all that, shit that Midoriya, beat that shit out of him. So, they fought a couple times, so, the sparring. But with Izuku there, I don't see that being a process of being a thing in this what if. So let's continue. as everyone, gets down, as we go to the teachers, as everyone sees, Shinzo's quirk, as All Might's shocked, as he's like, never crossed my mind that using mind control quirk to win a battle like that. Because most people would use it to attack, but Izuku used the method to came up with a plan to use it as more, sorry, something as offense and as a defense move. And she's like, yeah, that's my son's style. That's more of his tone down plans. As she, does a flashback of, where she found a lot of books, how to take down, certain quirks with heroes and villains. So, yeah, his programming is, still in effect. Learn, adapt, then annihilate. Like that. As everyone gets down, as he tells them, everyone, does what they did in canon. As he gets to Bakugo and Kirishima. You did excellent teamwork. You just but against was a wrong match. As Bakugo's like, this bull. Like, as he's about to explode, Midoriya, as Inka, picks him up. You were actually going to attack one of the students, your own students, in front of heroes. And she flops him down. Izawa, I want some sort of discipline action on that blonde kid. And she's like, Zawa's like, yeah, sure, Inka. Yeah, sure, brainstorm. As, Zawa's kind of scared of her because she's kind of scary sometimes, so, with that, telekinesis quirk and whatever. She could do a lot of things with that, so she kind of threatened to, blackmail him with some, from things she could get out of his mind. So if she doesn't treat her son with the proper respect, treat him treat him nicely when he gets into his class. So yeah, he's not gonna land on that landmine. As he gets to Shinzo and Midoriya, as he's like, you actually did awesome. You did a very good job. Teamwork. You followed the plan, and you did not let the fight go to your head. You were there for a mission. You complete that mission. Excellent work, you two. And with you, Shinzo, I didn't see much of your fighting technique, but if you haven't started already, I suggest you, think about working out and learning a martial art or two. And Shinzo's like, yes, All Might, I've mastered several. As he's like, thanks. As All Might's like, very well. Then you most likely need to work out, getting more strength. And she's like, yeah, I'm working on it. As, like, he takes the criticism well, because it's All Might. As everyone, leaves for the day. And we're going to stop it there. Yeah, we're going to stop it there. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones. And I'll catch you guys later. Alright, bye.